The hidden struggle for Israel's soul. Today's urgent briefing. This week, Israel stands at a volatile crossroads, not only on distant battlefields, but deep within its own borders and institutions. The conflict is no longer just against external enemies. It is a battle for truth, justice, and the very soul of the nation. Internal turmoil and justice. Under siege, Prime Minister Netanyahu faces a storm unlike any before. Accusations of self-serving corruption, political manipulation, and unprecedented leaks from confidential investigations threaten to unravel public trust and disrupt Israel's fragile political balance. These leaks are not accidental. Orchestrated by insiders within the law enforcement and prosecution systems, they are designed to sabotage the new Shin Bet chief, David Zinni, and entrench old power networks. The so-called classified documents have been exposed as repackaged political propaganda drawn from media reports, weaponized to poison the public discourse. At the judiciary's gate, Commissioner of Judicial Complaints Kola refuses to relinquish his post amid intense pressure. He demands shared responsibility with another official, but insists his legal authority remain intact, standing firm against attempts to weaken the office that oversees Israel's judiciary. Inside the police force, fractures deepen. The police chief condemns violent riots that divert precious security resources from counterterrorism missions. Communities like Beit Lid and Deir Sharaf have become flashpoints, where masked civilians attacked Palestinians and damaged military vehicles. These incidents expose the thin line between law enforcement and escalating internal disorder. Troubling reports have surfaced within elite investigation units. Allegations of interference and political influence swirl around Boaz Balt, head of the anti-crime unit, raising serious questions about the independence of probes, including the controversial Field Yemen leak case. Meanwhile, legal battles rage in courtrooms as attorneys expose ethical violations and corruption networks tied to political figures. The public watches this interwoven struggle test the resilience of Israel's democratic institutions. Societal fractures and rising violence. Violence seeps through Israel's cities like a rising tide. In Beersheva's Hay neighborhood, Bedouin youths violently attacked members of the religious youth movement Ezra. The silence from mainstream media is deafening. This brutal escalation foreshadows the chaos many fear will sweep the nation in the coming weeks. Lod remains a powder keg. Security incidents escalate, with a young man attempting to seize police equipment during a chaotic arrest, an alarming sign of growing defiance against state authority. The police are preparing for the worst. Emergency exercises simulating terror attacks will take place in Kadimat Soren, training all security and emergency forces for rapid, coordinated responses. A sober acknowledgement that violence remains an imminent threat. In the north, UNIFIL exposed a vast arms cache and underground tunnels linked to Hezbollah near the Lebanon border. This confirms Israel's long-standing warnings that Hezbollah continues to arm aggressively, posing a grave threat to regional stability. Geopolitical shadows and regional threats beyond Israel's borders, dark clouds gather. Intelligence reports warn of coordinated plans from Lebanon, Syria, Turkey, and Egypt, aiming to unleash a new wave of carnage on Israeli soil. In a rare interview, Syrian President Bashar al-Assad taunts Israel, demanding a withdrawal to pre-December 2011 borders. His message signals ambitions for territorial revision and strategic realignment. Meanwhile, troubling diplomatic rifts emerge in the West. The United States and Britain face tensions over Caribbean enforcement operations, with Britain refusing to share intelligence on suspected drug smuggling vessels, exposing cracks in the alliance and shifting geopolitical priorities. Closer to home, Turkey's proposal to deploy 2,000 armed troops in Gaza has been firmly rejected by Israeli and regional analysts, who warn that terror factions should never wear uniforms or receive diplomatic legitimacy. Political maneuvering and the battle for loyalty. Back on Israeli soil, political leaders navigate a volatile landscape. Prime Minister Netanyahu secured tax benefits for reserve soldiers, solidifying crucial support amid coalition instability. Radical factions continue to undermine stability. Violent protests against Minister Darmer, who resigned after threats and harassment, reveal how internal discord threatens governance. In a symbolic breakthrough, Muslim Israeli officer Captain Ella Awiya is poised to succeed IDF spokesperson Avichai Adri in Arabic language communications, reflecting Israel's evolving identity and the diverse fabric of its defense forces. Yet political scandals persist. Attorney Raz Atia filed a complaint against Bar Association Chairman Amit Bihar for alleged nepotism, highlighting ongoing battles over the legal system's integrity. Former Prime Minister Naftali Bennett's legacy remains contentious, with allegations of mismanagement fueling deeper divisions within government ranks. On the media front, Channel 13 News faces a severe crisis. Proposed budget cuts threaten to slash news coverage to levels not seen since 2020, even as funds are redirected to expensive reality shows. Journalists pledge to fight for press freedom amid fears the critical voice of Israeli media is under siege during the country's pivotal moments. National security, the battle beneath the surface. In Rafah, IDF forces continue relentless operations against underground terrorist tunnels sheltering an estimated 150 militants. Recently, a four-man terrorist cell was neutralized without Israeli casualties. This subterranean battleground represents a critical front line. The military warns any testing of Israel's yellow line will be met with uncompromising force. However, frustration grows over perceived delays in accelerating tunnel destruction, amid allegations of political interference and ongoing investigations involving senior officers. The fragile security balance extends to Judea and Samaria, where terror attacks persist, often perpetrated by outsiders threatening both settlers and civilians. The call is clear. Israel demands swift, decisive action to protect its citizens. The psychological war and media frontlines. Graphic videos revealing atrocities committed by Hamas, mutilations, kidnappings, and more, are not just acts of violence, but psychological warfare designed to break Israeli morale. Israel stands at a moral crossroads. Endure and resist with unyielding strength, or succumb to terror's darkness. Simultaneously, in academic circles, Ben-Gurion University filed police complaints against Deputy Minister Almog Cohen and others for disrupting a lecture where a professor defamed IDF soldiers as baby killers. Cohen accuses the university of siding with anti-Israel BDS activists, demanding accountability. Global intrigue and the broader battle for democracy beyond the region. Global currents ripple with tension. In Georgia, former Prime Minister Georgi Gakaria faces politically motivated charges aimed at deepening national divisions, echoes of Israel's own battles with political manipulation. In the United States, explosive documents surfaced linking convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein to former President Donald Trump, fueling fierce debates over power and corruption. Meanwhile, futurist Elon Musk predicts humanity will achieve digital immortality within 20 years via consciousness uploading, offering a stark contrast between Israel's immediate mortal challenges and humanity's distant technological dreams. Israel stands today at a pivotal moment, beset by internal strife, external threats, and a profound struggle for its soul. Every decision carries weight. Every voice matters. From the closure of Galaitza Hall to underground terror tunnels, from political crises to rising street violence, the nation faces trials that demand clarity, courage, and unwavering resolve. If you value clear, unfiltered updates, subscribe now to Shield of Truth,